Taurus, it's Nick. Welcome back to your weekly reading for December 8th to the 14th. I hope you guys are all doing well. And this week, like we usually do in your weeklies, I know it's been a bit, but we'll get back into it. We're going to do your health, then do a clarifier, career, work, school, finances, and then relationships. And before we get into that, I'm going to get a animal spirit message for you guys using my favorite little animal spirit book. And you've seen me use this before lots of times. If you're interested, I will have it linked below. And yeah, we're gonna look into this. And this is from my Taurians, Sun, Moon, Rising, and or Venus, or maybe you're a cross watcher watching for your Taurus person, or you just may have a lot of Taurus placements, and so you're interested and want to see this reading. All right, let's get into it. So, Taurus, what is your animal spirit message for this week, or whenever you're watching this? Nice. All right, so you guys got the rhinoceros, and this is chapter 3, page 143. There you go. All right, so this is elements is earth and water, primary color is gray. When rhinoceros appears, it means to slow down and be patient. Trying to push or rush a situation will only have adverse effects. It can help you rejuvenate physically, renew your inner self, and heal emotionally. Assist when you need to return to your center, remain calm, learn from your higher self, and find balance in your life. Rhino can help you know yourself better. Rhino urges you to be true to yourself without letting peer pressure or other outside influences sway you from your path. It's important not to rely on what you see because appearances can be deceiving, but to instead rely on all of your senses. You are powerful, centered, grounded, and secure in the awareness of your own spirit and universal energy. If you're distracted, worried, out of sorts, or feel like you're sinking into the mud, ask Rhino to guide you back to solid ground with its sure-footed strength. It can also help you become thick-skinned so you're no longer upset by other people's actions or words. You see them as they are and maintain harmony with yourself instead of reacting to their drama. Very nice. So Rhino might be a great, perfect message for some of you who need it out there. Or if you have a rough week, maybe come back at the end of the week and re-listen to that. All right, let's get into your health. And remember, when I say health, this is body, mind, spirit, or all of the above. And then we'll do a clarifier for Taurus. Clarify. Okay. So first card out is the Six of Pentacles, and then being clarified by the Wheel of Fortune. All right, so we got some Libra energy here. Maybe some of you have Libra somewhere in your chart or dealing with the Libra energy when it comes to the health sector of your life. So this week, guys, I feel like you're finding your balance, or maybe you're working on more balance of giving and receiving, taking care of your body, nurturing your body, but also maybe giving back. You could be receiving help and assistance maybe from others or the universe or through nature, like things that you're finding. You're like, oh, I forgot I needed this, and I find it and I'm so happy about it. Or like you put that thought out there, you're like, oh, I really hope I find this one ingredient or this one thing that's going to help my health, and then next time you go to the grocery store, you happen to find it when usually it was always like out of stock or something, or like not available. Or like you walked by some little like farmer's market and you happened to like come across something that you needed. So I feel like the universe is like providing for you this week, or you may just like stumble across and find something that you needed, that you forgot about. I do feel like you're also like taking better care of your body. Maybe you're trying to watch what you eat, what you drink, what affects you, what doesn't affect you. Like this week I did notice I had some of those like Hershey Kisses, like holiday kiss chocolates, that have like the little like holiday wrapping, and I was like, I really shouldn't be eating these. I feel like they're not that good for you. Usually I have like the organic dark chocolate, that's like not very sweet, and as soon as I ate those chocolates, it made my skin break out. I was like, see, I can't have those like commercial like super sweet chocolates. So I learned my lesson. I guess I already knew, but I was like, I'll just suffer the consequences. Sometimes you gotta live life. So yeah, this is a week where you're really trying to balance out and figure out like your body and what you're eating, what you're drinking, how to take better care of yourself so that you feel good. Maybe finding a better like routine and habit and schedule that's like beneficial for you, that still makes you feel like you're taking care of yourself, but it's not too overwhelming. And to clarify is the Wheel of Fortune. So again, I feel like you're getting lucky on like certain things that you find, or you happen to like find the perfect combination of like skincare or hair or stuff that just like works for you, and that you're using and incorporating, or like someone is gonna help you maybe with something, or like will offer some assistance, and you're like, oh my gosh, thank you so much, like I didn't know that would help. And that saves you time, or saves you money, saves you energy, or like a headache, or having to go somewhere to get something. And yeah, all right, so let's look into your career, work, school, finances, or anything in that category, and then we'll do a clarifier for Taurus. Okay, so first card out here is the Queen of Cups, and then being clarified by the Four of Cups. Lots of water. All right, so in this category, you may be really in your feelings or your emotions. You may be more emotionally connected to your work, your money, your business, you know, school, whatever it is that you're doing in this category. But for this week, I feel like you're receiving love and support, either through your clients, your customers, your business, your products, your services. You're receiving love maybe for the things that you create, for the things that you're selling, for the things that you do, for your gifts, your talents, maybe the good work that you're putting out there. Maybe the people you work with, they're just like, oh, I love working with you. You're just like so cool. Or, you know, you're so good at this, or I love your product, your service. Like no one does it like you, or, you know, like whatever it is that you do, your service, your products, your gifts, your talents, you're receiving love and support for it, for just like your part in whatever it is that you do. And to clarify is the Four of Cups. So the reason why this is happening is because I feel like you really know yourself, or like you really you already spent time like figuring out like what your, like usually the Four of Cups here is like someone who is feeling kind of bored, or like unfulfilled, or like something is not doing it for them. They're no longer like feeling it anymore. And I think because you spent time in that energy, you really wanted to like get out of that. You're like, no, I really want to feel like emotionally connected to what I'm doing. I want to feel like I'm making an impact, or like I'm helping. And because you got yourself out of that, and now you are doing something that you love and that you really do enjoy, it doesn't feel like work. That shows in your work, it shows in your product, it shows in the things that you do, and people feel that. They feel emotionally connected to that. It's like, let's say if you're a chef, you know, and you make food, like, well, you may make pie, and you know, this other chef may make pie, but you're like passionate, you love pie, and you put all your heart and soul into it, and like you'll do extra this or like whatever, whereas this person is just like, it's just a pie, like they don't care. People are gonna probably taste and love your pie over their pie because you just like put love in it, you know, like you nurture it. So it's like your passion, you love baking or you love cooking, and so people like will feel the love. They may not like know exactly the big difference, but they'll just like choose your pie over someone else's pie, you know, or like whatever product or service or things that you do, they'll just like yours more. So I feel like this is a week where you are going to receive love and support, or just feel loved maybe for what you do, feel appreciated, and people may make you feel like whatever you do is like it like makes an impact, it helps them in some way, or like, and it could be emotions as well, like maybe you're someone who when they just talk to you, like they just feel better, or like, and you may not even know what you like, I'm not doing anything special, but just your energy, it like helps heal them. So some of you may be like healers in some way. All right, now let's look into your relationships. And remember, when I say relationships, this doesn't have to be just love. This could be your friends, your family, your sister, cousin, nephew, niece, child, anybody. But if it is love, this can be, you know, someone from your past, your present, future. And for those of you who are not interested, you can look at the other person's side and their energies as your shadow self, okay? And I'll try to explain both. So let's see, for all my Taurians, what's going on? Where's their energy at when it comes to relationships? And then clarify. And you might hear little Skylar in the background, but he's doing good. He's with his dad. other person or their shadow self and clarify. Okay, and then shared mutual energy between the two. Okay. All right, so on your side, your energies, you guys got the King of Cups and clarified by the Seven of Pentacles. All right, so some of you may have water somewhere in your chart, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. We actually got the matching pair here, Queen and King of Cups now, so very nice. And on this other person's side, or your shadow self, we got the Nine of Swords, clarified by the Emperor. So you could be dealing with an Aries or an air sign, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. And your shared mutual energy between the two of you is the Nine of Pentacles. All right, so 9 is repeated twice actually here for relationships. So I do feel like there's this energy of like releasing, surrendering, letting go, having to kind of like shed from something. And it could be kind of like spiritually things maybe you feel like are going on in your relationship, in the relationship area of your life. Okay, so let's look into your side first. So I feel here this week that you are really like holding it down. You are the person that like you have so much love in your heart. You're expressing it. You show it. You're very healthy with your emotions, and you know how to express yourself. You know what needs to stay within. You're very emotionally like confident, but also like you have emotional intelligence. You know, you're not acting out or being too crazy or being too emotional or being too sad or anything. Like you're like holding it down this week, and I feel like you're holding space for someone here, and you have the ability, you have the energy to like hold space for this other person who may be struggling a little bit right now. But your heart, your love, your emotions, I feel like is like enough to like keep things going, keep everyone okay, you know? And to clarify is the Seven of Pentacles. So I feel like you're able to like hold it down and keep your emotions together because you're always prepared, or you were prepared for this moment. Maybe you knew something was going to happen, or you just know like life is always going to happen. So I got to always make sure I keep myself good. I take care of myself so that I can help anyone else who maybe needs a little more help with regulating their emotions. So you physically did a good job, or you're doing a good job of like preparing ahead of time, making sure all your, you got all your things in order. You don't have to stress or worry about other little details, and you're communicating. The way you communicate is in a very like practical way. Like for some of you, like your love language could be, or part of your love language is like not always like talking. It's like, oh, let me put a blanket over you, or like, hey, I made you some cup of tea, or oh, I'm making some soup for you. Like you're doing things, and that's part of your way of like helping, and like your love language, you know, to like show that I got you, like don't worry, you don't have to say too much, don't stress. And so you're always kind of like prepared ahead of time, and because of your preparation or your ability to kind of like talk without talking, you're able to kind of like keep everyone in an emotional like good place for the most part, even if someone is like, you know, like struggling or bawling their eyes out. On this other side, for this other person, like I said, they may be struggling. I feel like maybe this person's going through some things. It could be like physically, maybe their health, they're ill or they're sick or not feeling well, or maybe like mentally they're going through some like anxiety, stress, depression, you know, life. A lot of things could be happening right now. They seem to be having a hard time with like letting go or breaking free from something, or something stressing them out so much that they can't just like relax. So it could be a lot of different things, but someone here is really struggling. Maybe they need some like words of, you know, that can uplift them or get them out of their like slump. But I feel like it's just like pains of them needing to like let go, break free from something, surrender, and that can be very hard. It's not easy. So they're going through it right now, but I do feel like your energy, just keeping it like together, is what's gonna like help get them through. And what's clarify here is the Emperor. So I think they took on too much too soon, too quick. Like maybe they tried to be a leader, or they tried to like execute, they tried to like do it all themselves, and they may have been able to do it for some time, but now something has happened where they were taken out of that position, or they no longer can perform the way they did before, and that's like depressing for them. Or like, let's say, you know, like an athlete, someone who's like a top athlete and like they were killing it and doing so good, but they got an injury and now they can't perform, now they can't do that anymore. So of course it's like, you know, it puts them in a very like sad, depressed state. It could also be here that maybe this person was having a hard time with like a father figure in their life, or like a boss or a manager, or someone who's kind of like they have to look up to, and maybe some things happened here and they had to like break free, or this person said something to them and now it's like really affecting them. So it could be a lot of different things, but I almost feel like this person is they're having some issues with their like identity and feeling confident in themselves, being able to assert themselves. They're having a lot of like thoughts that making them forget like who they are and their abilities and how they can be confident again, you know. So they're just kind of going through it, and I do feel like your energy is going to really help them, like just to make it through, survive it, you know. Your shared mutual energy between the two of you is the 9 of Pentacles. So both of you are strong, independent, both of you are successful, and you will succeed, and you're both able to like, you've accomplished a lot. It's just that this person may not see it right now. They don't see it because of like one failure, one thing that hasn't gone their way. They may not recognize all the things that have gone well. But both of you are successful, both of you are independent, you both have achieved a lot, you're very smart, educated, driven, and you both have those qualities, except you see it in yourself and you see it in them, but they are not seeing it right now, which it's okay. We all go through that, you know. When you're going through something, it's hard for you to like remember like who you are. And this reminds me of stuff that I was like talking about in my video about like why I was like offline for a bit. And this also reminds me of a YouTuber that I love and respect, Rebecca Lynn Pope, and I'm pretty sure she's a Taurus, so shout out to her. You guys should check out her channel. She's like that auntie that like, you know, it just feels like gives you some words of wisdom, makes you feel really good. She's like spiritual. I like her. Just reminded me of her, so shout out to her. And yeah, like I said, you are able to see in this person what they can't see in themselves right now, and so I feel like that in itself is going to really help get them through this like rough time, whatever it is that they're going through. If this is your shadow self, for those who are not interested or not talking to anyone, I feel like there's a part of you that you haven't let go of, that you're clinging on to really tight, because maybe it's part of your identity, it's part of who you've always been, and so letting go of that feels kind of like, whoa, I'm like gonna make myself like naked if I let that go. What am I gonna do? But you have to let that go. There is something that you're holding on to too tight that you've got to say goodbye to and release and surrender, and be okay with it. Be okay that like, I'm gonna figure it out and it's gonna be fine, and that's just a part of who I'm not that person anymore, and I will achieve new things, or I will find new ways to do things. But there's a part of you that is struggling maybe with kind of just mentally accepting parts of you that you need to like say goodbye to, that you've like held on as part of your identity for so long. So of course it's like not very comfortable, you know. It feels like you're like naked, your spirit is naked, but it's beautiful, because then that means there's like room for like new things to happen, new growth in your life. And like I said, this is the year 9, remember? So it has been kind of like a rough year for a lot of people in many ways, where we just feel like we're shedding, we're getting rid of things, and it's like lots of endings, and it doesn't feel good. It's like bare. We're like a tree with no leaves, but next year we'll grow back all the leaves. We'll get all our leaves back, so it's okay. All right, so Taurus, I hope you guys enjoyed this and found it helpful. Thank you so much for being here, for watching. Hopefully I see you for your next reading, and I wish you guys all the best. Take care. Bye.